back on IIT University Talk, Train of Thoughts, with a series of an episode with Professor Vijay Kant Verma, Chancellor of the Dr.CV Raman University, Patna, Bihar, and is also heading the core research and innovation group of an ISAC group of an universities. So it's an excellent journey what we have seen in our earlier episode. Like you wanted to be part of an education, you were in education, you wanted to be part of an Indian Air Force, and you got into an armed forces like. But any blueprint in your career, like, or the direction of the goal, आपने कभी ऐसा बनाया था?
Actually, a blueprint normally you make for building factory and when you are planning a town. But for a career, I think, which is very, very live and lively thing, it instead of blueprint, I think it evolves with the time. You see I also observed that many of good careers, if you see, like if you look at Chetan Bhagat and say Sudhanshu Trivedi, who are mechanical engineer. One is from IIT, another is from NIT, and one chooses his career to go to management institute, and another chooses for PhD, so he does his PhD in mechanical engineering, and one lands up in as a employee of bank and leaves that job and starts writing column and books. And other person he takes to the society and goes for politics and joins as a Raja Sabha member. Even if you take our president here, Sudhanshu Choubey, he is an engineer by profession. He did his engineering, joined some public sector EEL, but then he decided to quit and he became a social entrepreneur. Now he is in higher education. At the same time, he is equally progressing his career as a literary figure, as a writer. So all these people I saw, they have not made a blueprint as such. But I found there are four which I describe as the four key points for any career. 4L I call it. One is, first L is for learning, lifelong learning. These people have done lifelong learning to reach where they are now. And second is, of course, love. Love for humor, love for humanity, love for humanism and humility. Humor is a must. Gandhi once said that, but for humor, I would have committed suicide. Love for these things. Then third is labor. Labor, of course, is intellect plus your effort. So one should not feel bad if intellect is less. You put more effort and you compensate for that. So these people I have seen done that. And fourth is luck. So the fourth, I think, is there, which should console a person if he doesn't succeed. Then he should say that, leave it to luck, and I did my best, and again start learning. So I never made a blueprint for my career, but there were in back of mind these two fascinated roles. Fortunately, I was able to do work in both.
I see. So what a powerful punch from Professor Vijay Kant Verma, Chancellor of Dr.CV Raman University, in describing what 4L. I'm sure like this 4L, when we talk in terms of making your career, will make your base foundation very strong. No doubt, I think today is leading 5 university as for the research part which is concerned. So it's a very interesting 4L what he has spoken about. But in the journey, like, can you describe some of the challenges which you have faced in reaching this milestone?
You see, challenges, best challenge you can do is to yourself. So, challenges were there and problems were there. But as I told you, these 4L I always kept in mind.
Nice.
And with these 4L, I was able to overcome the challenges and at times bypass also some challenges.
Nice. Yes.
So if you can't face many problems, you have to find alternate route to overcome them and proceed further in your journey. But I think one should enjoy the journey rather than the goal.
Correct.
Each milestone one should enjoy, and destination, of course, is the last thing. But most of the time you are on journey. So the best is to enjoy the journey. So I used to enjoy challenges. I used to enjoy problems. I used to enjoy this journey.
Well, I think I'm sure it's a powerful punch from learning to luck, And in fact, you can't depend on luck always. So go back to learning again and start your journey again from there. Luck, love, and be part of the entire process. Excellent. So now, in fact, you were part of an Bihar State Plant. You were part of an Indian Air Force, and you were part of an education at the higher level now. Which is a assignment which has given you the most satisfaction?
You see, until unless you enjoy all tasks, you cannot succeed in those tasks. In corporate, I had a good exposure of corporate, Bihar Steel Plant. Then, while in Air Force also, I had many assignment and posting in corporate, like HAL, like RCPO, Radar Communication Project. So, like BEL. So, I had a good exposure to corporate. I had good exposure to defense organization setup, and there are good points from every place. Like from corporate, there may be many. I did my management because of that, because I thought I should learn this profession to be a good manager, which will be helpful. The law also I found.
आपने law भी किया management के बाद में?
Law, actually, once I thought that I was trying to read a judgment for somebody, and then I found in legal domain a very educated person also is unable to interpret the judgment given by the judges. So I thought I also must find out how these people do, what are laws applicable to my land. So that fascinated me. So I joined as a part-time in one law college, and that's how
I think, no doubt, the visionary leadership in education, like Professor Vijay Kant Verma ji, at each and every phase, he described more the four, right from learning till the can he is falling to whatever I think he is narrating about. I think that's the best part. And today, I'm sure by being the chancellor at the top post, I'm sure all this qualification of management and law might have been more handy for you to go through the process.
It helps you. As I told you, lifelong learning should be the aim. When in corporate, I learnt a lot from corporate sector, and there are many books on how to manage. But I think, in my view, price was the word, which 5-letter word, which I kept for myself to motivate me to do this. So P actually stands for productivity and plan. So planning a thing in advance, whether it is in sector, private sector or government sector, business or in education.
Sir, it's a very great insights to what we are having for our TikTok audience exclusively. I'm sure with the kind of in-depth experience of what you are having, your journey, and in each and every place you have tried and upgrade yourself to an next level. I'm sure in our next episode we are going to catch up with your prize concert, which I'm sure this TikTok punch is basically meant for the community at and large, where the expert like you share their experience. I'm sure there's a lot of the practitioners and the TikTok audience who are going to get inspired by your talk. I think it's a wonderful conversation what we are having with Professor Vijay Kant Verma of Visionary Leadership in Education and Chancellor with Dr.CV Raman University, Patna, and also heading and core research and innovation group of an ISEC group of and 5 universities which are there. Do catch up with www.ttalk.net with Professor Vijay Kant Verma on our next episode on ttalk Soch. Till then, thank you very much. So thanks a lot for being part of this particular show.
Thank you very much.